Imagine this. One single sentence, one accusation, and boom, your entire life collapses overnight. Your job? Gone. Your friends? Silent. Your name? Poison. That's exactly what happened to Johnny Depp. And when the world tried to bury him, he looked straight into the camera and dropped a chilling warning. I can promise you no one is safe. Not one of you. Not anyone outside that door. It takes just one sentence, and the carpet is completely pulled beneath you. Today, you're going to hear every word he said and why it still terrifies Hollywood in 2025. Stay with me. Okay, picture this. You wake up, grab your phone, and suddenly the entire internet is screaming that you're literally the worst human alive. Yesterday, you were just a normal person. Maybe a teacher, a comedian, a random guy who posted a dumb joke in 2012. Today, you're jobless. Your photo is everywhere. Brands are dropping you faster than you can say sorry. Your family gets death threats. And all because of one tweet, one old photo, one accusation that might not even be true. Welcome to cancel culture. It's not a courtroom. It's not a debate. It's a digital guillotine. 1 second you're standing, the next second, whoosh, your head is in the basket, and the crowd is already cheering for the next victim. How did we get here? It actually started with a good idea. Back in the day, people said, hey, if someone powerful is doing real harm, harassing people, saying racist stuff, abusing their partner, we shouldn't just shrug and keep buying their movies or music. So fans, customers, everyday people use their voices and their wallets. They said, we're not supporting this anymore. That was called calling someone out. And honestly, sometimes it worked. Bad people lost platforms. Victims got heard. The little guy finally had some power. Cool, right? But then something twisted. The mob got addicted to the power. One accusation became enough. Evidence? Optional. Context? Who needs it? An apology? Doesn't matter. You're already guilty. It stopped being about real harm and started being about feelings, politics, old tweets, bad jokes, or just someone waking up and deciding today is the day you get destroyed. Now it's a weapon. Anyone can pull the trigger. A jealous ex. A random stranger who doesn't like your face. A competitor. A troll with 12 followers who screenshots something out of context and writes, y'all look at this racist. Boom. Hashtags. Pile-ons. News sites chasing clicks. Your boss sees it, panics. Fires you before lunch to avoid drama. No police. No judge. No second chance. Just millions of people acting as detective, jury, and executioner in their pajamas. And the scariest part? Most of them don't even know the full story. They just see the headline, feel angry for 5 seconds, hit retweet, and move on to their latte. You're left picking up the pieces of a life that got blown up in 24 hours. That, my friend, is modern cancel culture. It started as justice. Now it's a machine that chews up innocent people almost as often as guilty ones. And Johnny Depp? He didn't just watch it happen. He got strapped in front of that machine and taken for the wildest, most public ride in Hollywood history. But that's coming up next. Let's go back to 2016. Johnny Depp is literally the king of Hollywood. Pirates of the Caribbean just crossed $4 billion worldwide. He's Captain Jack Sparrow, the coolest, weirdest, most beloved character alive. Kids dress as him. Adults quote him. He walks red carpets with rock star swagger. Then his phone rings. His wife, Amber Heard, files for divorce and drops the bomb. She accuses him of domestic abuse. No police report at that moment. No photos of injuries yet. Just her word. But that's all the internet needs. Within 48 hours, the hashtag Justice for Amber Heard is everywhere. Twitter explodes. Old interviews get clipped to be dissected. Every quirky thing Johnny ever did, the eyeliner, the wine-drinking stories, the I'm a little weird quotes, suddenly becomes proof he's dangerous. Hollywood panics. Warner Brothers quietly asks him to step away from Fantastic Beasts. Disney? Radio silence on Pirate 6. Brands he worked with for decades vanish overnight. He loses roles worth hundreds of millions. His name becomes toxic. Johnny says nothing at first. He just watches his empire burn. 2018. Amber writes an op-ed in the Washington Post. She never says Johnny Depp, but everyone knows. Title: I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. Boom. Round 2. The article goes viral. Disney officially drops him from Pirates the very next week. He's out. Done. Career obituary already written. 2020, Johnny finally fights back. He sues a British newspaper for calling him a wife-beater. He loses that case. The judge sided with Amber. The internet celebrates. See? Told you he's guilty. At this point, most people think Johnny Depp is finished forever. Friends stop calling. Some actors publicly turn on him. He's 57, broke. He says he lost $650 million over the years. And the world has already moved on. But Johnny refuses to disappear. 2022, the big one. The Virginia defamation trial. 6 weeks. Live streamed. The whole planet watches. And everything flips. Text from Amber mocking him. Audio of her admitting she hit him. I can't promise I won't get physical again. Photos, witnesses, therapists, piece by piece the story changes. The jury watches it all. They rule. Amber defamed him on all 3 counts. Johnny wins $10 million, later capped, but the message is clear. The internet flips again. Hashtag Justice for Johnny Depp trends for weeks. Memes, TikToks, millions of people saying, we got it wrong. But here's the brutal truth. He still lost 6 prime years of his career. He still got erased from $2 billion franchises. He still had to sit in court while the whole world laughed at his pain. And even after winning, Hollywood barely opened the door again. A small movie here, a European film there. No Marvel, no Disney, no blockbuster comeback yet. He went from the highest paid actor alive to fighting for indie roles in France. That, my friend, is the terrifying power of cancel culture. One accusation. No waiting for proof. Guilty until maybe proven innocent years later. But by then your life is already ashes. Johnny Depp didn't just talk about the monster. He got eaten by it, crawled out bleeding, and lived to tell the tale. And in 2021, before any courtroom victory, he looked the world in the eye and basically said, this can happen to you too. You're about to hear exactly how he said it, word for chilling word. Stay right here. September 22nd, 2021. San Sebastian, Spain. The sun is shining on the beautiful Basque Coast. Inside a packed press room, journalists from everywhere are waiting. Johnny Depp walks in. Black suit, sunglasses, that half smile that made millions fall in love with him. He's here to receive the Dynasty Award, the festival's Lifetime Achievement Honor. Past winners? Meryl Streep, Denzel Washington. Legends only. But everyone knows why the room is electric. Johnny has been buried alive by Hollywood for 5 straight years. He's lost everything. And today, he finally gets to speak. The moderator tries to keep things light. Questions about cinema only, please. But one brave Spanish reporter sneaks in the big one. Do you feel, artists, like you are unprotected right now because of cancellations, judgments on social media? The room freezes. You can almost hear hearts stopping. Johnny leans into the microphone. He pauses, takes a breath, and then he unleashes for minutes that still give people chills in 2025. Let me take you there. Close your eyes and hear his voice, calm, slow, deadly serious. It's a very complex situation because it can be seen as an event in history. That lasted however long it lasted. This cancel culture thing, this instant rush to judgment, based on essentially what amounts to polluted air that's been exhaled. It's so far out of hand now that I can promise you that no one is safe. Not one of you, not anyone out that door. No one is safe. It takes one sentence. Just one sentence. And there's no more ground. The carpet has been pulled out from under you. It doesn't matter if the sentence is true, half true, or completely made up. It doesn't matter if a judgment has taken some artistic license. When there's an injustice, whether it's against you, or someone you love, or someone you believe in, stand up. Don't sit down, because they need you. Silence. Then the room explodes in applause. Some journalists are crying. Others are shaking their heads like, he just said the quiet part out loud. He wasn't yelling. He wasn't angry. He was warning every single person in that room, and the world watching later, that the monster doesn't care if you're famous, rich, innocent, or just a regular guy scrolling on your phone. One sentence. That's all it takes. And the craziest part? He said this before the 2022 trial, before the jury believed him, before the whole world flipped and said, wait, maybe we destroyed an innocent man. He knew the truth the entire time, and he still stood there, half his career in ashes, looked the mob in the eye, and basically said, your turn could be next. That wasn't just an interview. That was a prophecy. And 4 years later, in 2025, every time another person gets canceled for an old tweet, or a joke taken out of context, or one angry ex with phone, people go back to that San Sebastian clip and whisper, he warned us. He literally warned us. Chills, right? But here's the question burning in everyone's mind today, for years after that speech. Is Hollywood finally listening? Or is Johnny still proving his own point, that even when you win in court, the mob never really gives you your life back? We're about to find out right now. Fast forward to right now, November 2025. Johnny Depp won the trial 3 years ago. The jury said loud and clear, Amber lied. He was defamed. He walked out with a smile, millions in damages, and the whole world chanting his name. So where's the red carpet parade? Where's the billion-dollar Pirates' sixth contract on his doorstep? Where's Disney begging Captain Jack to come home? Crickets. Hollywood is tiptoeing around him like he's still radioactive. Sure, he's working, thank God. He just directed and produced Modi, a beautiful little film about the artist Modigliani. Limited release this month. He wrapped Day Drinker, a slick Lionsgate thriller with Penelope Cruz and Madeline Klein. His first big studio role since 2018. And yeah, whispers say he's circling a dark Christmas Carol retelling as Ebenezer Scrooge for 2026. Cool projects. Talented directors. But let's be real, these aren't $200 million tentpoles. These are mid-budget gambles. Hollywood is testing the water with one toe instead of jumping in. Why? Because cancel culture doesn't hand out get-out-of-jail-free cards, even when a jury does. One accusation. 6 years of frozen career. And even after you're proven right, the scar tissue stays. Johnny Depp is living proof that his 2021 words weren't drama. They were prophecy. No one is safe. Not even the guy who used to make $1 billion for his studio with a funny walk and some eyeliner. And here's the gut punch. It's getting worse in 2025. Just this year. Teachers fired because a parent found a 10-year-old Facebook post with a joke that ages badly. Comedians canceling entire tours after one clip gets twisted on TikTok. Regular people, nurses, baristas, delivery drivers, waking up to their boss saying, we saw the viral thread, clean out your locker. No investigation. No conversation. Just panicking goodbye. Campus speakers shouted down 100+ times in the last school year alone. One wrong word about politics, gender, history. Boom, you're unpersoned. The mob learned. You don't need proof. You just need volume. Screenshots. Hashtags. Outrage. And companies, they cave in hours because bad PR costs more than doing the right thing. Johnny proved he can fight back and win in court, but the damage is already done. Your friends ghost you. Your kids get bullied at school. Your name becomes a punchline. He's rebuilding brick by brick in Europe and indie land while the big studios watch from afar, scared the same mob that almost ended him. That's why his warning hits harder today than in 2021, because now we've all seen it play out in real time. One sentence, one angry ex, one viral lie, and your whole world can still vanish, even if the truth eventually crawls out years later. So I'll ask you straight, could this happen to you tomorrow? To your brother? Your best friend? Your kid? Johnny Depp bet his entire legacy that the answer is yes. And 3 years after winning everything on paper, he's still proving he was right. Terrifying, isn't it? So here we are in 2025, And Johnny Depp's 6 words still echo louder than any blockbuster. No one is safe. Not you, not me, not your favorite creator. One viral lie, one twisted screenshot, and everything you built can vanish before breakfast. He didn't say it for sympathy. He said it as a warning. Think twice before you grab that pitchfork. Think twice before you hit post. Because tomorrow, it could be your name trending for all the wrong reasons. So tell me right now in the comments, do you agree with Johnny Depp? Is cancel culture completely out of control? Smash like if you're with him. Drop your own story below. And subscribe, because the next truth we uncover might save your reputation. See you in the comments.